Dear students, our next topic from life processes is transportation in plants. Plants perform the process of photosynthesis, and for that purpose they use carbon dioxide from air and water from the soil. Soil is the nearest and richest source of raw materials like nitrogen, phosphorus and other minerals. They all are available in the soil and plants absorb them. Absorption of these nutrients, these minerals, they takes place through the root hairs, because roots have root hairs which increase the surface area for more absorption, and process of diffusion help in taking in the nutrients, taking in the minerals and water. But diffusion alone is not sufficient for transporting the minerals to longer distances in the plants. For example, at the top of the plant. So for this purpose, plants need special mechanisms. They need special tissues for the transportation, and such tissues are called as vascular tissues, right? Vascular tissues of plants, they include xylem and phloem. First of all, we will discuss transport of water, that is by xylem tissue. And remember one thing, that xylem transportation is always unidirectional. That is, water always move from roots to the upper heights of the plant, right? In xylem tissue, because in your lower classes you must have studied that xylem has 4 components: xylem, parenchyma, xylem fibers, tracheids and vessels. So in xylem tissue, vessels and tracheids of roots and stems and leaves, they are interconnected and they form a continuous system for conducting water channels that reach all the parts of the plant. Like in xylem, vessels and tracheids, they form interconnected channels which help in taking up the water at the heights, right? In roots, the cells in contact with the soil actively they take up ions from the soil, and this creates difference in the concentration gradient of the ions. Ion concentration between root and the soil differs, and therefore water moves into the root from the soil, because by the process of diffusion they root from their high concentration to their low concentration. So water along with the minerals will start entering into the root from the soil, and steady movement of water into the root xylem, it creates a column of water which steadily pushed upwards, right? And this creates enough pressure to push the water to heights in the plant. And one more force which is called as transpiration pull. This force is also responsible for absorption of water through roots, because transpiration is the phenomena in which the water vapors are lost in the environment with the heat of sun. So plants, they lose water through stomata due to transpiration. The loss of water from the leaves create a suction, a pressure which pulls the water from nearby xylem cells, right? And the cells, they demand for water from the neighboring cells, and in this way the water is pushed upwards. This helps in temperature regulation also. This is the process which helps in regulation of temperature in plants, right? Next, the effect of root pressure in transport of water is more important at night. During the daytime, stomata are open and transpiration pull becomes the major driving force in the movement of water. So in this way, water gets transported in the plant. Second is transport of food and other substances, and this is phloem transport. And remember, phloem transport is bidirectional. Bidirectional means the substances, the food, reserve food, can be transported from low to high parts or higher to lower parts at the time of need. So phloem transportation is always bidirectional, but xylem transportation is unidirectional. So transport of food and other substances, because the product of photosynthesis is glucose, and it is prepared in the leaves and it is transported from the leaves to the other parts of the plant. So this process is called translocation, and it takes place by phloem. It also helps in transportation of amino acids and other substances to the storage organs of the plant, and storage organ of the plant is roots, fruits, seeds, and to the growing organs, right? There are all like xylem, phloem also contain 4 components, 4 types of cells, that is sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers, right? So translocation of food and other substances takes place in sieve tubes, and sieve tubes, they work in association with their adjacent companion cells, and this movement is bidirectional. That means, as I have told you, that the phloem transportation can occur in both ways, upwards as well as downwards, right? So it is done by utilizing energy, and energy source is ATP. So sucrose is transported using ATP into the phloem tissue. It is adenosine triphosphate, which is the main energy provider for this purpose. This increases the osmotic pressure of the tissue, causing the water to move in, because when there is loading at the source means when the food is formed in enough quantity in the leaves, in the tissues it is present, then it start moving along with the water towards the sink is a place where it is needed, right? So this pressure moves the material in the phloem to the tissues which have less pressure, right? So in this way the food gets transported in plants. In the spring season, sugar stored in the root or stem tissue would be transported to the buds, which need energy to grow. So in this way, at the time of need, the food from reserved sources it can be transported from the places where it is needed. So in this way, transportation in plants takes place.